All right, you guys. So Ryan Reynolds obviously has to be deported back to Canada. Once again, this is a way for the left and the right to come together because no matter where you stand on the topic of mass deportations of illegals, we can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason. After having read through the amended lawsuit, Ryan absolutely must go home. Ryan Reynolds is kind of a psycho.
You won't believe what just went down in Hollywood. Candace Owens, never one to shy away from controversy, has just demanded that Ryan Reynolds be deported back to Canada. And why? She's accusing him of bullying Jane the Virgin star Justin Baldoni. Yep, you heard that right. The guy we thought was the funny, sarcastic, and lovable Deadpool is now being called out for bad behavior. But what exactly did Ryan do to deserve this kind of heat? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into all the shady things Ryan Reynolds has done and why Candace Owens is calling him out.
What is that, like personality test? Is it called like an Enneagram personality type 1 through 9? Well, Ryan Reynolds on the Enneagram is a psycho. That's what he is. He's just a psycho. His number is psycho. And we had suspected, just by piecing together everything, that he didn't want Blake Lively to be away from him.
Let's start with Ryan's signature humor. Sharp, sarcastic, and often at someone else's expense. Sure, it's made him a fan favorite, but not everyone finds it funny, especially when that humor crosses the line into mean-spirited territory. Ryan has built his career on being the funny guy who can roast anyone and get away with it. But according to Candace Owens, that humor is born out of insecurity, particularly when it comes to Justin Baldoni. Justin Baldoni isn't just an actor. He's an advocate for redefining masculinity and encouraging men to be open about their emotions. He's given TED Talks, written books, and produced documentaries focused on these issues.
By the way, his book in 2021 was called Man Enough, Undefining My Masculinity. And he did a whole podcast trying to undefine his masculinity. Justin, you succeeded. You're good. You can stop unspooling now because there's no thread left on that.
But apparently, Ryan hasn't just been unsupportive of Baldoni's efforts. Candace claims he actually tried to get Justin dropped from WME before the agency made their move. Instead of respecting Justin's advocacy for mental health and emotional well-being, Ryan allegedly used his influence behind the scenes to undermine him. And in today's world, where mental health is finally being taken seriously, that kind of behavior is raising a lot of eyebrows.
I am telling you right now, this is a fact. This has been confirmed to me. He tried to get Justin Baldoni dropped from WME multiple times before they did, okay? So all of those articles that came out when Justin got dropped and they were denying that Ryan Reynolds had anything to do with it, those were PR teams that were working overtime behind the scenes.
But this isn't the first time Ryan Reynolds has faced criticism for his behavior. Remember the backlash over his wedding to Blake Lively at a plantation? People were furious about the insensitivity of getting married at a place with such a painful history tied to slavery. Ryan and Blake later apologized, but the damage was done. It was one of the first signs that Ryan's seemingly perfect image might have some cracks.
And that's Ryan Reynolds. He's apologizing for the day that he married Blake Lively.
Because she should have been mine.
Yeah, well, it's
Or mine. She should have been mine.
The couple's been married for 8 years, but in a recent interview, Ryan revealed he regrets having his wedding at Boone Hall, which is a former slave plantation in South Carolina. Now, here's the thing. He said he didn't necessarily know that at the time. This is exactly what he said. He will always be unreservedly sorry for, and he considers it a giant.
Then there's his social media presence. Ryan is known for his hilarious tweets and Instagram posts, often poking fun at his wife, his kids, and his friends. While many fans love this playful banter, others have pointed out that some of his jokes are a little too harsh, especially when it comes to personal topics. For example, his jokes about his children have sometimes been seen as more mean than funny, even if they're meant in good humor. It's one thing to joke about yourself, but when you start making others the punchline, especially about sensitive topics, it starts to look a lot like bullying. And let's not forget his infamous feud with Hugh Jackman. While the two have played up their rivalry for laughs, some of their exchanges have crossed the line from funny to uncomfortable. Ryan's jabs at Hugh, even if they're meant to be lighthearted, often feel like they're trying to overshadow his friend rather than uplift him.
We're waiting for Wolverine and Deadpool. I'm just wondering, Hugh told me himself he wasn't going to do it again. Yeah. What did you tell him to convince him?
I think we all can now see that Hugh is a liar. You know, a bald-faced, horrible coward and a liar. And here he is, back again.
It's this kind of humor, sarcastic, cutting, and often dismissive, that Candace Owens is calling out. She's saying that Ryan's behavior isn't just playful teasing, it's a pattern of belittling others under the guise of humor. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Ryan's name popped up in another scandal, this time during the 2023 Hollywood writers' strike. Yep, you heard that right. Rumors are swirling that Ryan scabbed by writing a key scene for It Ends With Us, while the Writers Guild of America was on strike. That's a big no-no in Hollywood. Union members are seriously side-eyeing him, saying it's a slap in the face to everyone fighting for better conditions in the industry. Candace's claims about Ryan are setting off a firestorm, but she didn't just stop at calling him out. Oh no, she went for the whole of Hollywood. She's spilling the tea on how the industry loves to act all woke and supportive in public. But behind the scenes, they let big stars like Ryan tear down people who are actually trying to make a difference without batting an eye. In today's world, where people are finally opening up about real issues, Candace says this kind of fake support and dismissive attitude is doing way more harm than anyone realizes.
Because the reality is, these Hollywood types, they think we are all stupid. We are so dumb. All they need is a PR machine and the right reporter at the Hollywood Reporter and the right reporter at the Daily Mail and Page 6, whatever it is, and they'll tell us what to think. This is how their brains work, okay?
Another thing is Ryan Reynolds is catching major heat for what people are calling a super petty move in his latest Deadpool film. Word on the street is that he created this over-the-top, woke feminist character named Niaspool, and it seems a direct dig at none other than Justin Baldoni.
Oh my goodness, wait till you see Ladypool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
That's okay. I identify as a feminist.
You let this little flirt out of your sight for 1 second and she starts shopping for a new papa. Where's her mask?
Come on, guys.
If you can't be a responsible pet owner, then maybe you don't deserve this little unicorn.
Guilty on all charges, Your Honor.
People are speculating that this was Ryan's shady way of mocking Baldoni while Blake battles him in court. Fans are not impressed, calling it immature and petty, especially considering all the legal tension going on.
And he carried that joke over by basically saying that Blake Lively, who I think he's casting as the bitch in that scene, he carried it over to the It Ends With Us promotion, which was weird because this is a movie about domestic violence, It Ends With Us, by again saying in a funny scene that Blake Lively was trying to replace him. Okay, and that's what made us aware, by the way. I was going, nothing in this scene is funny, nothing in this scene makes sense.
Then there's his relationship with his fans. While Ryan is often seen as approachable and down to earth, there have been times when his interactions with fans have come off as dismissive or condescending. For example, during interviews and public appearances, he's been known to brush off serious questions with a joke, leaving fans feeling like their concerns aren't being taken seriously.
This Martha Stewart, a while ago, went on to some show. She was promoting something, one thing or another, and she basically said that she knows Ryan and he's not a funny guy. Like, she was basically alerting the public to the fact that Ryan Reynolds is kind of a psycho. Like, she didn't say it, but she was like, he's pretty serious. Like, she's basically letting people know that he puts on this persona as this funny, nice guy, and this isn't who he is.
So, what's next for Ryan Reynolds? Will he address Candace Owens' accusations and take responsibility for his actions? Or will he continue to hide behind his sarcastic persona and hope the controversy blows over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tea. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.